Hey, Sugar, welcome back to the Calm and Confident CEO podcast with yours truly, Janel Luxe Stylist. Listen, this here podcast is for all the beauty professionals out there, nail techs, hairstylists, estheticians, all the things. All of y'all who want to build your business and make it sustainable without burning yourself out. Okay? Listen, we are back for part two of our previous episode, basically talking about kind of my journey over the last year and how I was able to shift my mindset and some things that you can take from that, from my journey to kind of help propel you forward. So that's my quick little recap. I did have to break it up into two parts because I didn't want you just sitting all day and listening to me talk. Even though I know you might rock with me like that, I value your time. So we're back for part two, and here you go. So, business, just like life, has its ups and downs. One day you might feel like you are literally on top of the world, and then another month or two later, it can feel like things are being snatched right from up under you. I can honestly say, between the emotional state that I was in and the things that I did not do for my business and in my business, it has hindered me greatly. I was not personally utilizing my own resources because my judgment was so clouded by outside things, by my circumstances, that I felt crippled in my day to day function. I have had to put things on pause within my business. I've had to scale back within my business. I've had to make significant shifts and pivots and all the things because of a solid year, really, of inaction. My caution to you is that if you have adversity that you're going through, whether it's a bad relationship or a loss of a loved one, um, grief of any sort, take time for yourself, but be clear about where you are and what you're capable of doing within your business. Be honest with yourself as far as how you're willing to show up and the capacity that you can function in so that you can continue to operate in integrity. Because when we say we're going to do something and we fall short of that, you put people in a place where they second guess you because now you've essentially lied. You've fallen short on that thing that you said that you were going to do and didn't do. So understand that, like, if you are facing anything, your business still has to go on. You still have to make a living. You still have to live. Your business depends on you. As long as it depends on you and it runs at your hand, there are certain things that you have to show up for within that. So you may have to scale back, but don't just abandon ship, because trying to come back from a completely abandoned ship that has then been shipwrecked is far more difficult than slowing down your pace and floating in shallow waters for a while until you can catch your breath. I allowed my ship to get shipwrecked. So now I gotta rebuild and create a whole new vessel. But I'm almost excited about the rebuild. And you're probably like, Janelle, that's crazy. You excited to rebuild all of it? Absolutely. For two reasons. I'm excited to rebuild because I get to take you along the journey of the rebuild. The other reason is I get to do my business now from a completely different vantage point than what I did when I started. When I started, I did not have the tools and resources that I do now. When I started, I did not have the business acumen that I have now. When I started, I did not understand this part, the back end of business, like I do now. So now I get to go in with all of this knowledge, all of this understanding, and beast it because I'm going in and I'm doing it well equipped. Essentially, I'm taking the same things that I give to you all in things like Booked and Busy or Pathway to uh, Luxury and like some of the programs that I've built out, right? I have essentially taken those same programs and said, okay, Janelle, we're going to follow this step by step and rebuild this thing from the ground up and document the entire process so people can see in real time how it works. It's not based on my following. It's not based on who know me. It's not based on none of that. It's based on the knowledge that I have, the effort that I put out, and my skill. That's it. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I've obviously learned from the struggles. And now I can take that to help propel me forward to get to where it is I need to go. So in all of this, like I said, my biggest turning point was uh, when I started that weight loss journey. And I feel like the shift that happened in my body took place in my mind too, because it allowed me to see that I'm more than capable of doing what it is that I set out to do. I wanted to lose weight. My goal was to lose at least 50 pounds by the end of the year. I did that. My goal was to eat healthier. I did that. My goal was to prioritize Janelle, and I did that. I prioritized myself so much that I was willing to sacrifice relationships that didn't. And I was okay with it. I was willing to sacrifice in areas that some people would look at and think that I was kind of crazy. But I was willing to forego those things because I understood that I needed something different. I needed to heal, to prioritize myself, and to be better, not for anybody else, but for me. So a shift had to take place. Um, as of late, I have gotten to a place where I feel more focused. I've gotten to a place where I feel more determined than ever before. I took that focus and that determination and I laid out an entire plan for the year. And I said, okay, this is what I want this year to look like. Now I know I have some level of flexibility because life. But to be able to walk in and have a plan in place, to have a mindset in place that this is what I have a desire to do. And if it be the will of God, this is what I'm doing. And then we're going to break that thing down in smaller steps to say, okay, from day to day, this is how we conquer the beast. This is how we eat the elephant, one bite at a time. But because of my mindset shift, it took me to a place of strength, tenacity, courage, and even patience with myself. Before I would get so impatient and so frustrated because I know who I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing. And not being that person and doing those things was so frustrating for me. But I'm the reason I'm not there. I'm the reason I'm not moving in that direction. And so now how do we fix it? And I came up with a plan to fix it. I came up with a plan to do the thing, but it had to start here. It had to start literally mind, body, and spirit. I had to line up so that I could do what needed to be done. The biggest takeaway I can honestly say is that this mindset shift not only helped me to get better for me in my mind, my body, and my spirit, right? But it helped me to get better so that I can be better for my clients, so I can be more creative, so I can be better for my coaching clients, for you, so I can show up in the places that I need to show up and be fully present as who God called me to be. Sometimes we sacrifice bits of who we are and what we want to fit other people's desires for us, whether it be our appearance or our thoughts and opinions or whatever it is. But when you take the time to really sit with yourself and determine what you want, what you need, what you value, and align yourself with where God needs you to be as it pertains to those things, everything else will line up and come into alignment with where you are and not you having to chase it. That is essentially now what is happening with me and my business. Things are shifting, rebranding is occurring, this podcast is birthed. But even in the midst of it all, it gives me such joy because I see my growth literally happening in front of me. I see my healing happening on a day-to-day basis. I can see each step of the journey as it's happening. And it's mind-blowing to me. Each day when I reflect, each day when I take time to soak it all in, just to see how far I've come in this few months. It just, it gives me peace in my heart and in my mind to know that I've come this far and that I allowed myself, I extended myself enough grace to get to this point where I feel good about me, to shift my mind to the place that it's not happening to me, it's happening for me, and it's happening for my good. It may not feel good, but it's happening for my good. Did not think I was going to get emotional. I did not think I was going to shed any tears. And it's funny that I get near the end of what I want to share and get all teary eyed. But real talk, like, I'm grateful that I got this far. And I know I still have a ways to go. But I'm sharing all of this with you so that you understand, like, regardless of what your journey looks like, there's always the option and possibility for greater, for better, and for more. There's untapped potential in every single one of us. But until you shift your mind to a place where you have a knowing that you are capable and worthy of receiving it, you're going to have a hard way. It's time to shift. I know I made a video a while ago, um, and I opened up the video. Today's the day. Today's the last day. Today's the last day that you do this, and like, and I meant that. It's gotta be that we take all the negativity, all of the downtrodden, depressed, just negative mindset, and put that back there and say, okay, in this moment, in this day, what can I do right now to propel the needle in the right direction? I can't go back there. Putting my car in reverse is not going to get me any closer to the destination that's ahead of me. It takes me further away. If I'm trying to get ahead, I gotta focus on what's in front of me. I gotta focus on the great thing that's in front of me and not the negative things that are back there. The only thing I could take from that negativity that's back there is the positive lessons that I've learned so that I can overcome similar obstacles in the future. However, I wouldn't have been able to learn that had I not shifted my mindset. So, all in all, I'm in the midst of this growth process. Hey, sugar. So, are you feeling like stuck in your business? Or maybe do you feel like you're trying to move the needle in the right direction, but you feel like you almost pedaling backward? Yeah, I kind of felt like that too. And I felt like it was time for a major shift. That's why I came up with the Major Shift Collective. The Major Shift Mindset Challenge is something I started a couple years ago. And recently I revamped it because I understand that we need to shift all the time. We need a shift that's ongoing, something that we can engage in on a month-to-month basis, on a weekly basis even, to help us continue to propel the needle in the right direction and realign our energy, mind, body, and spirit. So listen, The Major Shift Collective includes weekly calls, daily actionable steps, and a ton of other things, along with community to help you A, be accountable, and B, shift your mindset to where you need to be so that you can show up not just for your business, but for yourself. So head on down to the show notes. Make sure you sign up for the collective. Listen, you can stay a month, you can stay 3 months, you can stay sick, but I want you to get what you need so that you can get where you need to be and shift your mindset in the right direction. I see you on the inside of the collective. I'm in the midst of this, I guess, coming into myself, right? Rediscovering Janelle, I guess you could say. And I love it here. I love it here because I'm learning to be present for me, for the people I love, for you. And I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying even this, being able to sit down and document and share the journey. As scary as it is, I'm enjoying it. And I can't wait to share more of it and to grow and to flourish with you in the midst of it. So, if you're going through something similar, and let me double back for a second. So, 2 years ago, I created this mindset challenge, and I've done it a couple times since then. But I created it started off as a 21-day challenge, then I expanded it to 30 days. And now, recent here, it is going to be an ongoing weekly, monthly, you stay in it and get what you need until you're ready type of challenge. But I took what I put into the challenge initially, the assignments, the prayers, the daily activations, and I started to implement them in my own life. And I can honestly say that is what has brought me to this point. Those exercises, those activations, the prayers, the scriptures, they have gotten me to where I am now. And I'm so grateful. And I would be remiss if I did not offer to share them with you because I know they're impactful. I know they're useful. And so I want to invite you into the Major Shift Collective. It's now called, not a challenge anymore. It's a collective, because this is ongoing. We need to shift our mind daily. And so I invite you to join the challenge, join the collective, and be a part. Um, Stay for a month, stay for 2, stay for 6. Get what you need. But if you're in a place where you feel like you need a breakthrough, you feel like you need a shift in your mindset, please, like, make it happen. Not for me, but for you. Because if you could have done it on your own, you'd have done it by now. You'd be where you want to be, but you're not. And I hate to say it like that and be so blunt and straightforward, but I mean, let's be real. If you're in the place that I was once in, that I am even some days still feeling like I'm in, don't get it twisted, because we all have bad days. But if you feel like you need a shift, take the leap and make the shift. If you feel like you lack confidence, take the shift. Like, make it happen. And I'm gonna leave it there. um, that you're not alone in this. You're not alone, and you're not the only one who has ever gone through this level of hardship, this level of adversity. But I encourage you to keep pushing, keep persevering, and document your journey. Pray, journal, affirm the positive things over your life. Stay in a place of gratitude and focus on the good that is coming to you, the good that you have, as opposed to the things that you don't have or the negative that you feel like is happening. Understand that it's happening for you and it's not happening to you. I'm here to support you in every way that I have the capacity to do. And I would love for you to share, whether you send me a DM on Instagram, and I do respond to my DMs. Send me a DM. Send me a DM. Write me in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss out on any other podcast episodes. But I can't wait to share more with you. There are going to be a bunch more episodes coming. There are going to be some practical tips, but I had to get this one out first before we get into the meat and potatoes of our business so that we can start things off clean slate, right mindset, right heart posture, so we can move forward into the things that we need to do and be amazing in our business. Be blessed, be calm, be confident, and be successful. I'll chat with you soon.